might not look it, but the weather has changed. It's that time of the year now that we start getting the bikes out of hibernation. And the first thing I do on all the vehicles in Tony's garage is to do an oil change. Right, treated myself to some fish and chips. Now it's time to treat the Royal Alloy. So the oil change on the Royal Alloys I think is 6,000 or 7,000 miles. That's a lot of miles that, and I do think oil is one of the most important things you can change to. Ooh, which side of the road do you want to be on, mate? But I change the oil every year and the filter as per schedule. So we'll come over to Sump and give the bike a bit of a warm up, and by warm up I don't mean just let the bike run for 2 minutes in the garage. I mean give it a proper warm up so that you can only just touch the engine casing. And that's going to allow the oil to run freely and make it a bit quicker as well. Now I've actually got a filter, so just for the video I'll change the filter as well. So yeah, oil change. I've got a new method which I'm going to show you guys this time. It's going to be a really quick, simple way to change the oil. You don't get dirty, it's brilliant. No tools involved. All there is was one big syringe. I mean big. It's like the fish that got away. So yeah, we'll head back to the guys now and start preparing for the oil change. We're back at the garage. I've given the scooter 5 minutes to let all the hot oil drain down at the bottom of the engine sump. I've taken the side panel off just to make things a lot easier for access to the oil dipstick and filler, which is where we're going to try and suck the oil out of from. Now if it works, it's going to be nice and easy. A lot cleaner, no tools. Just checked the Royal Alloy manual and it's something like 7,400 miles between oil changes. So that's, for me, that's every, what, 4 years? 4 to 5 years. It's too long. Right, so oil level dipstick. Just unscrew it out. Give it a wipe. Put it in and rest it in. You could give it half a turn if you wanted to, but don't screw it all the way in. And then, oh, it's full. It's actually more than full. The manual says 950 litres, so we'll go and get it all container to put the old oil in now. Moment of truth, got our old oil container and our rather nice big syringe. Oh, there's one thing there, look. Right, see what happens. Oh yes. So that's 450 mil. Right, and it's supposed to take 950 in total. Oh, just dribbled a little bit. There you go, old oil. So it should just be one more full one. And here it's sucking up a bit of oil, a bit of air there. So there's not much left in there. And we've got another 450. Oh, I'm disappointed that it dribbles out. So 450, that's 900. There should be a little bit left. See if we can get any more. Yeah, struggling to get any more than that. So I'd say that's as much as we're going to get out. Look, if you can see there, we're just over 1 litre. Now at this stage, I would normally just get the fresh oil, shut the fresh oil up, and push the nice new oil into the bottom of the engine sump, and jobs are good 'un. But for the purpose of this video, we're going to do an oil filter change. For that we need to be around the other side of the bike. What I will do for now though is I'll just stick that in there just loosely so nothing drops in it. We've had to put the bike on the side stand so I can get the bowl under to collect any oil. We need a 24mm spanner and a 30mm spanner or socket for the filter. Unfortunately I can't get a socket onto there without taking the exhaust off, so we'll have to use a spanner for that. The oil filter, however, nice 30mm, fits on nicely, so we'll do that. Down. Oh dear me. Oh, that is solid. Why do they do it? Right. Give it a quick shock treatment with the hammer. Right. There we go. Got that cracked off the seat. And now we can use the spanner. Actually might be able to do it by hand. Well, I'll get a glove on. I put a glove on because the oil, apart from being horrible on your hands, could be a little bit warm, if any comes out. Undo. So that's the sump plug. Just remove that little oil strainer. Exhaust is in the way. There's no need to take the oil strainer all the way out. That's really clean. The oil is actually pretty clean, even though it looked mucky in the syringe. But of course what we have to remember now is that the oil is all over the other side, so we need to carefully tilt this bike up. Oops. We've actually got quite a lot more oil coming out. We'll even tip it this way a bit. There's not much left there. Right, carefully put it back on the side stand. Now it's got a rubber washer on. A very thin rubber washer, and really you should change that. It should have come in the kit, but it hasn't, so we'll use one more time. Now there will be a torque setting for this, which obviously I will check and correctly tighten up later, but for now, as we say in Yorkshire, we'll just do it righty tighty. Actually we won't do it righty tighty, we'll just give it a little nip. It really doesn't need much at all. Right, that's all the engine oil drained out. Next, the filter. So the good thing about this is it's got a hex end on it, unlike the new one, which takes a 30mm socket. And that thankfully has been put on properly. It's not tight at all. I'll just let that drain out. Let's see if I can show you in there the thread that the oil filter screws on. Okay, one of the things I always do with a new filter is I fill it with oil first of all, and then put a bit of that oil on the rubber seal. So So you fill it up and then it soaks into the filter paper, whatever's in there. You will spill a bit obviously, but it's negligible really. And then just put that nice clean oil and then screw it back on to that thread without losing too much of the oil. So this really does just want to be hand tight. It's very hard to get to with your hands, but there's a slot on this one and just a flat edge will just screw it. Oh, I must have done it pretty tight anyway. That's pretty tight. That's the new oil filter on. All we need to do now is go on the other side and top it back up. Okay, we're back on the centre stand. Oh, the book says 0.95 a litre. So we'll get a couple of these oils in. But you can tell the difference between cold oil and hot oil. This is taking some sucking up with it being cold oil. Plus the bottle isn't quite full. Nice. There's our first dollop. Oh, definitely harder working with cold oil. Nice, that's one syringe full. Will I be able to reach this next bit? Hopefully. Ah, should have worn this oil. There's a top tip. Don't use cold oil. Of course, you could just boil with a funnel, but with such a narrow opening, that's a really good idea. That's 300. So that's about 800. Maybe 750 actually. So another 250 should do it. I just thought it was a lot. Right, there's 250. Right, well I reckon that's about it. The good thing is if I put too much in, I can just suck a little bit more back out. Moment of truth, I suppose. Oh, perfect. Can you see that? Right up to the maximum line. Right, that's it. Put that on. And make sure there's no oil leaks. Well, that's it. How easy was that to do an oil change with the new syringe method? Anyone can do it, no tools, it's a 5-minute job. And for me, changing oil is the most important thing you can do to keep the engine in tip-top condition. It's a real doddle with the syringe just to change the oil. You know how much you're going to take out, you know how much you're going to put back in. If you're going to change the filter as well, then you're going to need a few tools. 24mm socket or spanner for the sump bolt. And something to take the filter off, whether it be a 30mm socket or some vice grips or a flat edge. If you found it useful, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see more videos on the Royal Alloy. And of course, scooter season starts now, so we'll be looking forward to that. Tenby is my big one this year. I'm really looking forward to Tenby. But for now, thanks for watching and keep the faith.